The tales of incredible stupidity you are about to hear actually happened. The names have been changed to protect the guilty. Welcome back, everyone, to Failing for Effect. I'm here with Hedoth, and it's time for something a little bit different. It's time for me to tell Hedoth a story about not a Bimmy, it's a Ginny in my life. Totally different.
Is there a definition for the Ginny moment?
There's not a definition for a Ginny moment, unfortunately, but for the record, a Bimmy moment is anything that would jeopardize the general well-being of the party or hinder their performance due to a random act of stupidity or a planned act of incompetence, either for selfish gain or as the result of insignificant reasoning. So, you know what? I think this still applies. I
mean, these scenarios, like, they are inspired by Bimmy, and that's where the definition comes from, but they could be applied to all sorts of things. I'm sure that, you've met a few gamers that just consistently, screw up over and over and over again as a result of, random acts of stupidities, planned acts of incompetence, or, insignificant reasoning, which...
Everyone is capable of these things, and that's what's truly terrifying about these tales. It could be any of us.
Yeah, and I must admit I've had a few moments myself, but it's one of those things that when I fuck up, I usually just take myself with me.
It's okay, Croyce. Just charge the base filled with orcs.
Exactly. Like, I had a plan. It wasn't a great plan, but it was a plan, and then I done fucked up.
It wasn't a shitty plan either. It just didn't work out. But yeah. We're talking about Ginny. So Ginny was a... Oh, God. Like a transsexual otherkin? And that's fine. I just need to mention this because it definitely inspired them. I'm not sure what the preferred pronoun is. So it inspired them to want to play a werewolf in the World of Darkness game that I was running. Because they were down with that. Like, they wanted to be like a queen bitch. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that's cool.
I mean, being a werewolf is rather empowering. I've played werewolf before, so I do understand the joy that is being like, hey, I'm a big werewolf, I'm going to rip you apart.
Exactly. And they're already totally into, like, the transforming into creatures thing, so, like, this is all working out. This is fantastic. There comes a point, the rest of the party is, like, a 17-year-old Geist with, I don't remember the name of the spirit in his head. The Good Doctor, that was his name, and it was like a plague doctor creature thing from another plane of existence or whatever, and it was very bizarre. And then
rather ominous.
The Good Doctor was rather ominous. Like, the Good Doctor made this character, Ian, like, follow a bunch of, like, doctory rules. Like, Ian could never, like, perform the first hostile act in combat because do no harm.
Hippocratic oath, yeah.
And other things like that. And just, like, every once in a while, like, there was a very long negotiation about the importance of, like, murder. You have to cut the tumor out. You can't let it fester. And then there was Ryan, and Ryan had a plethora of wealth. Like, his superpower was money. He had critically succeeded on a hacking roll when he was fucking around in, like, some hotel chains' bank accounts, and I was like, okay, you can take a large sum of that and just, like, have 5 dots in resources, or you can empty the whole thing, lose some humanity, and get 7 dots in resources. And he was like, I drain the whole thing. And I was like, oh boy, greed is good. So
somebody got some some karma for that or whatever.
He lost some humanity, and a whole bunch of people got laid off, and, like, it was Holiday Inn, right? He destroyed Holiday Inn by, like, eliminating all their liquid assets because, like, whatever, who gives a shit? It's a game. But still, there were a whole bunch more vagrants as all of, like, the concierges and cooks and housekeeping
essential personnel.
Exactly, they were all thrown onto the streets, so there was just generally more crime. But then there's Ginny along with them, and, like, Ginny is their muscle. They got this fuck-off giant muscle werewolf, and no one can handle it. So they make contact with this person who is trapped in a panic room, like, underneath a manor on the outskirts of town. So they go to the manor, and the manor is filled with vampires, and they manage to go there in broad daylight, and they're fucking shit up. So like Ryan and Ian go in first, and the vampires are able to hide efficiently. And Ginny is like, I'll wait out here, so even though I'm not in the center of the action, I'll be able to stop anyone that comes near. Problem one, it's the middle of the day. Vampires can't travel like out of doors in the middle of the day, and they're just like in a field. Like, this is just like a manor on a hill with like a single road up to it.
Yep.
And so just like, they all look at Ginny expectantly, and they're like, what? So combat starts. The vampires unleash their ambush, and Ginny leaps into action, and it's Ginny's turn, and I'm like, all right, Ginny, what are you going to do? And, you know, I figure Ginny is like going to enter war form, get the big claws, run in the front door, and be like, hi, guys, what's up? But Ginny's immediate response is, how can I get to the second floor? And I'm a little confused, and I just ask, you can go in through the front door and then go up the stairs. And they're like, no, I need to get to the second floor from the outside. And I'm just thinking, why? Why do you need to do this? And I'm like, well, there's some windows out there, and there are, you know, some drain pipes from the what are they called? The things on the right, yeah, the things on the outside of the roofs. You know what I'm talking about.
Rain gutters.
Yeah, there are some of those, and there are some drain pipes that, you know, one of them's near a window, and Ginny's like, perfect. I'm gonna enter wolf form, and I'm gonna try to climb one of those drain pipes. And I was like, you mean war form?
What?
And Ginny's like, no, wolf form. And I'm like, And Ginny starts asserting and insisting that wolves are better at climbing than people. And I mean, they're faster, reflected in the stat block. Like, wolf form has quicker movement speed. But, like, you don't have thumbs.
I was going to say, as somebody that is an animal lover and has had many, many dogs in my life, I've never seen any of them climb a tree or the side of a house.
Right?
They could, I'm sure they would, but dogs in general are not very good at climbing. They can jump a bit, but climbing is not their thing.
Exactly. And I'm like, Ginny, roll athletics and strength with a -3 penalty. And they're like, what? Why? And I'm like, because you don't have any thumbs. And they're like, I don't need thumbs to climb a drain pipe. And I'm like, you do. You really, really do.